The Allen bots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the monarchists. The Doctor Whoers, the Doctor Whoers, woo! Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying, whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower.
So what it means is, that star, that's yours. That star right there.
That must have cost a bomb. I'd have went for the street light myself.
I have till the rain stops.
Oops. Sorry. Occupation not a doctor.
This is a strange place for a cut after the shift, but there you go.
Seymour! The house is on fire!
No, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
I hate it when they recycle old props so blatantly. I get that it makes sense for all manner of reasons, but it suggests lower design imagination or capitalising on a great story to support a weak one. #RipCat. Mrs. Flood! Gosh, is this Ruby Road? Or does Anita Dobson literally live everywhere? Penge author Michael J. Weller theorised an underground railway connecting school drama Grange Hill with soap opera EastEnders, ferrying actors between the two spots. And he wasn't the only one, and his theory has been built upon. Brookside and Hollyoaks share actors, and a character named Matt Musgrove who crossed between the two permanently. Hollyoaks and Emmerdale have existed together since 1993, the same year as Doctor Who and EastEnders, which crossed over with Coronation Street in 2010 and 2020.
Oh, I think I might be in the wrong video chat.
And the COP26 mega event of 2021, which flooded over into Corrie, Emmerdale, Hollyoaks, Doctors, Casualty and Holby City. I thought it was worth the tangent. The shared universes of Anita Dobson make Death's Head look like a hermit by comparison. So in summary, robots kidnap Belinda.
I said, starting to feel weird.
16 years.
So no.
I'm fairly sure we've seen this design of spaceships before with the three-winged tail. Dan Dare, Transformers the movie, Meep. The Planet Belinda one is an interestingly named take on the cargo cult narrative. The Miss Belinda Chandrabots are overthrowing the monarchy, it seems. I'm not sure. Maybe? God, this is embarrassing.
Be cleaned and polished.
Roomba Boomba. Belinda is to marry ChatGPT. Belinda gets galvatronized, as per this little sequence from Transformers the movie 1986. The Doctor, of course, is a historian. There's glitching, a nice touch of Chuty coming over first, jittering like a flawed transcript of himself, but using Musk that so to slip through secret messages. This is the same method used by YouTube to ascertain if I'm in breach of fair use exception, massive, for copyrighted material, and it's frequently judged wrongly. Twat. As well as how they judge promotion validity. Twats. And then it's all gone shooty. Just like the opening of Star Wars.
Take her home, Doctor. Then take me to the stars.
That is a date.
We commit the body of that person, woman, to the earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The Doctor emotes are soppy, but Chuty gives good game face. I find his despair believable, in contrast with, say, Tennant's doctor, who seemed perpetually to be awing and eyeing. More Star Wars corridors with R2 in tow. Happy Easter, everyone!
Little fella. I'm sorry, babes.
Oh, a nice touch.
You have got to go.
Deja vu. Deja vu. The Doc's been around space-time 60 years and still freaks out seeing someone they knew. Goodness, get over it and say hello like any normal 2,000-year-old. All said, I like RTD drawing on Moffat's threads for continuity. Moffat is the greatest.
Instead of the kidneys and the liver, all the detox is carried out here in an organ called the pasculum.
Name, the doctor. Occupation, not a doctor.
What does he have against that copper?
This is a medical marvel.
Like it would be important.
But I'm not. I'm really not. I just don't get it.
God, the Tories really did a number on those NHS nurses. As I said, the diploma certificate thingy as a creation myth is a fun little idea. What's a shit idea is how it could trigger a time travel paradox, and this is a feature of RTD2, where the tiniest story fragment is used to change the whole course of story without care for clarity. And we know he is capable because New Who prided itself on storytelling. It was central to the mission statement. Skipping over key points of the narrative is one of the whys. Chibnall's tales are unfulfilling. I suppose the missing details are a bit like something Chat RTD might come up with. Chat RTD! I'm such a wit.
Do you have any such certificate?
I'm still a little confused about why robots wanted the Queen. The Doctor camouflaging himself within guerrilla armies is a smart callback to the show's history of the same. Within that, there's macho man as Manny, as something of a trope in Doctor Who, the series. The action male hero, despite being characterless, kinda works because of that. Isn't the design and lighting put into the set of the wartime bunker really quite good? Black, brown, navy, aquamarine, colours at the darker end of the spectrum, you know, like Boom and Space Babies. Go flux yourself.
But I will bring elevation to you.
Big GPT is also a fantastic design. Yeah.
Devastated.
Sorry, Generator looks pretty cool.
I'm just a fan, Alan, that's all. Your biggest fan.
AI/AL is another of RTD's wordplays as weaknesses, but with this on the artificial intelligence theme, I think we can let it go. And there are other times where wordplay is employed to be genuinely funny.
I thought you moved to Margate.
Stargate.
I study stars, Venus and Mars. Of Venus there isn't much hope. She's all wrapped in gauze with a pair of flannel socks. I can tell it by her horoscope.
Spaghetti Fingers Alan is a bit of an Elon incel, it turns out, a technology dictator, an arsehole. Although this one had his bum taken out. It must have been a tough day with carbohydrates.
Taste me! I don't know! I'll hold the diploma.
Now get over here and touch it.
Whoa, they're touching novelty diplomas. God, I'm so turned on right now. Whoa, novelty diplomas. Ugh.
It's Belinda. remember me as Belinda.
Oh, Belle, babe! And Belle's.
Stop calling her Belle. Her name's Belinda. I don't call you Hartnell, Sidney New Davis. But maybe that's addressed in a future episode, like the identities of all those people we just saw, in which case I apologise profusely. Profusely.
We will make reparations and live in harmony with the people to rebuild this world.
All right, this is nice.
Let's just wipe them all out.
I imagine even 8-year-olds find this scene as unaccredited as that certificate, although I've not asked them or the parents they're looking after. On top of the evocation of Boom, the emergency medical shelter during bombardment, an established atmosphere of wartime devastation on malfunctioning orange robot overlords, and body horror, it's gravely, tonally jarring.
You should have some small refund.
Meet me in the crowd, people.
8-year-olds and 80-year-olds do want to see this outcome, but after 40 minutes of dank realism, albeit with robots, well...
Oh no, this is ridiculous.
Of Sasha.
And since we conducted that interview, all sides in the conflict have had a meeting and have sorted everything out.
And I've got... Lovely, let's go.
It works for me that we get Belinda talk through the time travel in story as a precursor to her stepping inside the TARDIS, and her dressing down of the Doctor is welcomingly on point for a character who's been shown to be morally grey a lot more of late. Reminds me of the early Capaldi run in some ways. This is all a bit of satire of Star Trek, innit? Oh no, would you listen to the creaks of it? It's just an old sunroom chair. I can't actually afford a couch for this room. And I hope all these artifacts are relevant clues, because RTD's already built this puzzle box on top of Ruby Sunday's puzzle box and wibbly wobbly writer lighter. Still, it looks really great. Sticks time on Miami Vice. Pick up sticks, it's Pirate Cinema. Oh no, cinemas are so expensive nowadays. And I got all dressed up in this fancy suit just to go to the pictures. Oh no, it's Steamboat Willie. With my Doctor Who videos, I always want to look at the upside, even if I don't enjoy them so much. You might have heard me be a bit down. I don't know if I felt differently about this episode compared to others. I have a lot of life stresses at the moment, including some financial difficulties. So if you'd like to subscribe to my Patreon, you can help me out and you'll get advance access to like 9 videos a month, a whole archive of my comic books, novels, loads. Or you could just like, comment, share, subscribe. Please tell people about this. Stick it up on Reddit. Monetization is kind of where I want to go with this. And thank you all for watching so far. I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you for more Doctor Who or on Sunday for 200 Seconds Sunny. It's time to get things started. It's time to light the lights. It's time to get things started on the Lux show tonight. You twat, Lux. Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying, whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who Tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower. Hi, I'm Andree Lux, and let's get warping.
Illuminating the Earth with the glare of 100 suns, seen 75 miles away, even...
Delicious atom bomb. Opening the episode with the deaths of 400,000 civilians sure captures the attention. High's timer of Francis Ringer is a genuine thing, a vintage of the 1940s, often used in kitchens. There's old film tech aesthetics on show, and you can almost smell the oil in the pipes. Gaumont British newsreels were also a thing. The company also owned a cinema chain. 20th Century Fox took over the American operation in 1938, but kept the name. Mr. Ding, some kind of blue peanut man? A little clue there in that he's presented by Dawn Animation House. Oh, they spelled colour wrong.
Don't make me laugh!
We got the little mouse thing. You know, the Wrigley fella.
Don't make me laugh!
Like a snake shaped like a cat man. Spoon? Sonic Spoon? It's wordplay. Mr. Pie and his magic spoon. Nom 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 nom.
Don't make me laugh!
With the anvils and the frying pans thrown at him. It was sent by email. The one that didn't. Do you have that now? Email.
Don't make me laugh!
The little Wrigley mouse thing. We let it out to play. Always getting bolder. As wide as Arizona. I like to tickle its belly. Yeah, no, not Roadrunner. That's... I'll be 60 most of that year. 2035. But we'll treat him much the same as a mouse. You should have got someone over to the diner for some of that cake they have. The cinema's lighted steps evoke a runway quality, an exciting start that rears me up with anticipation.
The name is Gallifrey.
Well, then let's go home to Gallifrey. They must have garages.
Oh, Gallifrey garages. We get information on Belinda's family. Writing Doctor Who with elements of soap opera is RTD Generation 1. I actually had a chat with RTD on Instagram earlier. Be talking about our favourite press gang scenes. Anyway, he attached an article he wrote about how not to look like a soap opera, yet simultaneously be capable of tackling hard issues like balsa rod trivia twats in a storm and incest. These are things beneath my ribcage and my hair all the time. Saying no to incest. Dealing with a cheating partner by trying to get one. Making sure my electrician doesn't visit my tyrannical neighbour. And we get an incremental build to a reminder the TARDIS control room is just a lobby or a hallway. Laugh at Invasion of Time all you want, but along with the Doctor's Wife, these were arguably the first thorough attempts to treat the iconic vehicle in this way. Oh, okay, journey to the centre of the TARDIS. Point being, the TARDIS is so capable of looking different, so big you can imagine any episode having a rug pull to show that it's actually set inside the TARDIS. That's what it means to me anyway. The Plaza is a made-up cinema, and The Harvest Bringer is a made-up film, perhaps chosen for word search potential or some greater thematic quality. Oh right, it's an anagram. When this tale is set, May 24th, 1952, Rock Hudson was acting for the big screen 4 years from a slow start. It was 3 weeks after this episode was set when he debuted as a leading man. And 2 years later he'd be established in adventure and romance dramas. In the titles of his films there are quite a few thematic tie-ins to New Who, to be found looking through his 1950s filmography. Bright Victory, Scarlet Angel, The Sea Devils, Back to God's Country, All That Heaven Allows, The Tarnished Angels, and Twilight of the Gods. He rarely ventured into science fiction, with the exception being Seconds in 1966, a paranormally connected rebirth narrative, and also in the SF horror genres, Embryo 1976, featuring an artificial uterus. The Doctor and Belinda talk about the sad fate that befell Hudson. In 1955, Confidential magazine threatened to expose Hudson as a gay man, something his agent prevented by throwing the sleazemonger's dirt on his other clients. Rock's homosexuality became an open secret in Hollywood. It was in the mainstream by the early 70s. treated as a joke which ruined several friendships. He was diagnosed with AIDS in 1984, and he kept his chin up through horribly debilitating illnesses and died the following year.
This time travel thing is so strange.
Not really. See, I'm at 10:51, mine goes forward, and it keeps going. Now it's 10:52, and when you see this, the date will be different as well.
Question is, who trains up a cinema?
I don't know. The Institute of Economic Affairs?
You're Scooby-Doo.
What a nervous night to be walking home from the movies, Scooby-Doo. And all because you had to stay and see Star, Dog Ranger of the North Woods, twice.
Honey, I'm Bella.
15 people went missing, sir, all in one night. 3 months ago, just disappeared.
Actually from the cinema. I have toppled worlds. Sometimes I wait for people to topple the world. Until then, I live in it and I shine.
Same thinking detail. Start with toppling a bunch of domes, and then post tinfoil sculpts. We'd never have seen the rules of segregation throw up a problem for David Tennant, Karen Gillan, John Pertwee, Liz Lane. Oh, there's a whole long list. Which shows that RTD isn't going to leave it at the events of Dot and Bubble. And if that's too much for Nigel the Waldo moment for Raj and Yaxley Lennon Lemon and his rotten gammons, then they can fuck off back to prison or 1930s Germany or up their naughty asses. The fact is, with this doctor, there's places he simply can't go. And a little look for Ada Seth, who gives a waiter as he moves out of shot, speaks a million. The conversation with Mrs. Lowenstein as well. This is the doctor being the doctor, counselling the bereft, a receptacle for the needy to, at the least, find a listening ear. And this is also where I find Ncuti Gatwa's doctor at his most interesting. The stillness, the empath. He says a lot when saying a little. There's sincerity in just being there. I'd love to see a lot more of this type of scene. Something like Boomtown, with the centerpiece of the doctor in conversation. There's a whole kitchen sink, one-act drama with Ncuti's doctor just waiting to happen. And Lucy Thackeray's good, what we'd expect of a bereft mother. The RTD and Ncuti team are quite at home with 20th century period dramas, and it does allow the showing off of work by the greater crew. The lighting in both the diner and cinema is quite good in this episode. The set work too, from a team of decorators led by Adrian Anscombe and Vicky Meal, as well as a team of prop master Nick Thomas. The behind-the-scenes crew have pulled out the stops to evoke particular essences of each part, each component of this episode. These people deserve more praise and acknowledgement than we give them. The empty cinema evokes that new Who horror quite well. It pulls on those memories of COVID and the sense of lonesome abandonment, deserted environments. There's allusions too to a heritage of a type of British horror story, on television epitomised by Sapphire and Steel. Ordinary locations interrupted by paranormal fissures and glitched, investigated by a couple dressed in formal wear.
What was that?
Yeah, rodents generally do this when they're distressed. Tap their back legs on the ground a bit.
Ta-da!
What?
Alexa, Siri,
Mr. Ring.
my Rosie, cut. So that's Mr. Ring-a-ding-ring defeated then. Join me next week for another Doctor Who dumpster fire. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Oh, is this still on?
I'm all alone.
Like Smurfette.
Does nobody care?
You shouldn't have tried to eat so much ice cream. Don't blame it on the bad tuna now. We both know what happened.
Oh.
What are you a cartoon of? Are you supposed to be a man?
Don't make me laugh.
Jerry's not the matchstick man.
You've got a nose like a pig.
Don't make me laugh.
Widdly widdly butts a snake.
Why are you blue?
Don't make me laugh.
Seems you won't let people call you a smurf in this country anymore.
Papa Smurf was a randy old son, and randy old son was he. He farmed every smurfette in every smurf country.
Who are you?
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, we're gonna get a dog in. More of a coyote, really. They're easily trained. After all the cliff face drops, the hammers, and subjugation by oppressive capitalist forces, a coyote is receptive to care and a good education. There you have it. Harvest fault, all because Rock Hudson, the harbinger. Go. Rock Hudson, still pushing the humanities agenda. Oh, baby. So here's Rich Pie, the man kept by the monsters for torture in the abandoned house. He's partly under thrall to the gale. You might say he's song-locked. And for all Pie's acquiescence, the doctor can still show empathy to him from the beginning.
Couldn't stop him.
I'm not blaming you.
A man got to have a cold. I was the luckiest fellow in the whole wide world. And then one spring day, she went to cross the road, and I've been alone ever since.
You shouldn't be shy. Just go over yourself and ring the doorbell.
He brought her back.
Oh, no worries, Em. This is a bit round and small. Yeah, I don't know. Beautiful Agony is my favourite porn site.
15 people.
So this is a film strip. In the old days, cameras used to be made of a tree-like substance, exposing the kid to certain light patterns brought to growth of this organic material, much like the digitized cameras you have today. The low-vis ladies would be placed in books or hung on walls in box rooms. If one didn't turn out right, it would be chewed as you would have gum. And it was a still image, and it doesn't move like you see here. I'm something of a fan of the coming of the new gods, the chaos gods, that whole story. Interesting that RTD is an atheist yet comfortable in the playground with commitment over time. As a statement, the use of gods moves us show beyond sci-fi, acknowledging the fantasy that's always been present. Mythotheology is a rich and waiting social storyverse that we can all tap upon. The Doctor is a character backed up by the science and sci-fi. Although he knows of the gods, we get the notion he's out of his depth here and he knows it, so ill-prepared to grasp even how to fight them. One of the best attempts he's made at this caused a problem to begin in the first place.
I know how the gods work.
I feel that's a bluff.
What have I not done?
I'm sure he hasn't made me laugh. The cameras turn like gun turrets with mechanized sound. We're animated straight into a parody of Doctor Who, and the solution is to mine personal tragedy and dwell on it. Too knowing and too camp. I mean, I can't get home to visit the Gerbils because I've not the bus money to come back again, but I can record some footage of them another time.
Hello, darling.
To make this more realistic. So yeah, audiences deserve better than all this grimdark. I've went another way. No power in the verse can stop my gerbils.
We've been framed.
That might be a little nod to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This episode's 2D animator Neil Boyle worked on that film. I like this little continuity gag.
I said he was acting all suspicious, called himself a doctor, but...
Occupation not a doctor.
This is Miami-Dade County.
Dade is short for Miami-Dade County. It's Florida's third largest county, right at the bottom, where the beaches are. And then it all goes a bit Andy Kaufman. Oh, keep back, keep back. I want you.
Now you've done it. Who are you people? How long have you been watching me? You perverts.
I knew this would happen because it was leaked online.
Oh, you're one of those fans.
Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
Oh, piss off and make your dumb, stupid, petty forum posts. Go on, she's the giggle. But look, I do love the meta-ness of this scene, especially the Doctor being trolled over Blink.
It's a bit obvious, the ending.
Oh, do you want to go and do a wee 3-hour live stream about the falling ratings in your head?
We're the sort of characters who don't have surnames.
Yeah, but does anybody still use Twitter?
We had so much fun.
Well, I act like it coming in my space like a goddess of whining.
And thanks to you, I met my 2 best friends.
It's a sequence that's self-indulgent, and I think that's part of why it's great. Just that the stock trio are a bit annoying. Okay, maybe a bit more than a bit. And I'm broke, so I will be doing a 3-hour live stream about nothing and maybe the ratings in my head when this series is over. I guess I look kind of stupid now. Da-doing. Whenever random it feels getting to the scene of the thick fans, it does set up the next sequence. That's in terms of making use of the flammability of celluloid and using the blank canvas to push through to the cinema.
No wonder the gods of the Pantheon fell.
Piece of dialogue missing a rewrite there. The extended audio and novel adventures will do that though. With the Doctor becoming ensnared by film reel, there's a through line from the Devil's Cord, the last time he faced a deadly level threat.
I am learning the vocabulary of rope.
Keep up.
Go on, scram, Mr. Ding. Get out of here, you no-good varmint.
I'm surely the only YouTuber who's not going to make a gag about Belinda looking for the missing episodes. But has she looked inside the sofa?
I've seen your fingers, mate. That's nicotine. I know you smoke.
Looks like he's not the only one. And visually, the battle with Mr. Ding is pretty glorious. Although we are reminded, the Doctor does like to shout stuff!
What are you going to do?
Oh, I think I'm going to have a nap.
And in the glow of Mr. Ding's escape, the cinema seems to take on a cartoon-like or light-like construction that is a visual resonance of the mushroom cloud, a god defeated by nature of being a god, and it's a whisper after the storm. As Belinda remarks, he's a harbinger who's now become a god. It feels fine, but in the sense of it's the end of the world as we know it and I feel fine. I quite like Belinda as a companion. Care by profession grows from her heart, although I hope it's not the end of her inner tug-of-war with the Doctor. Much like Donna, she's a companion of resistance to him, and that makes for the most interesting of relationships between the two travellers. And ooh, it's Mrs. Flood again. Bearing in mind the leaks coming out which haven't specifically pointed to Mrs. Flood yet, it's nonetheless simple to work out who she probably is, or who the showrunner wants us to think she probably is. Whoa, hang on. It said they've no surnames, which is an absolute cheat. Perhaps if we export their full names into an anagram maker, we'll find answers to this season's mysteries. So what you find is that they spell out dichlorobenzene, cisgyl, wash rags, obas. Dichlorobenzene is used as a bathroom deodorant. Cisgyl relates to the configuration of celestial bodies. Obas, from Orisha, from Oba, the Latin American deity associated with cutting off an ear. With parrot tail feathers, she fights on the left. So pleasant washroom alignment, clean voodoo god. But then there's this whole other area of Who fandom, which focuses on the other main anagram, Swaziland, Cozy, Aries, Hash. And the forecast is for a fierce debate across YouTube between the two camps in the coming months, with the Met Office issuing a yellow warning.
because it gave away the ending in the middle and the villain's motivation chain.
So I'd like to thank all my patrons for sponsoring this video, particularly Artemie Kondratiev, Art, Arsalan, Haider, Ali, Ian Lawther, and so many other names that you can see appearing on screen now-ish. Please like, please comment, could you get around to commenting on this, please? And subscribe if you're not already done so, but I'd really like to read your comments. And we'll say goodbye to Lux, because next time there's something different. Say bye-bye, Lux. Salty. Sky.
This whole world is cold, lifeless, and dead.
What, like Mrs. Flood?
We have a body.
What, is it Mrs. Flood?
What are you?
Mrs. Flood. So, if we just rearrange the surnames Chowdhury, Abel, Gossage, you get Glassware Cod by HBO. Or it could be Glossary Cow Behead. Sacred cows, you know? The cow jumped over the moon. The dish ran away with the spoon. But the one that I think will be lighting up Reddit is Glossary ABC Who Jew. Glossary ABC Who Jew. Or School Words Gabby G. Barclays WD Shoegod. Showbreads Coy Egg LA. Coarsely Sad Bog Who. Cordless Ha Yoga Boy. Schoolyard Sew a Bag. The Cross Body Wag Ah. Cardly Sega Sob O. Bachelor Godway Ass. Caseload Boat Orgy. Showcase Dr. Blog Yeah. Oh, this one possibly. Showcase Glad by Roy. Warhead Soy Slog Cobb. Roadway CBS Hose Lego. Rosales Cab God Y. Hearsay Soy Clog Bold. Headway Cobb or Gloss. Shadowy Seal Cog. Shadowy Seal Cog Orb. Shadowy Scar Leo Globe. Shadowy Scare Go Lob.
Seems they won't let you call people a smurf in this country anymore. The smurf is a randy old son of randy old son was he. He farmed sperm to every lady smurf in every smurf country.
At my measure, The Well is absolutely an episode for repeat viewing by calculated intention. Aired in the sunny summer, but for optimal experience should be viewed in a darkened room. We open with the Doctor getting touchy-feely like it's second nature. 50,000 years in the future, and time for the Now Who staple, the costume change.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous, I'm falling.
And
This episode we have Amanda Brocchi, Australian director, writer, producer, and also linguist by PhD. Her previous Doctor Who credit was Lux, just one episode ago. With RTD, it's co-written by Sharma Angel Walthall, who's written for Dreamlands and Hollyoaks and appeared as an actor in a 2018 episode of Corrie, just so you know.
Jump, now. Jump, now.
Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying, whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who Tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower. We get a lovely nautical resonance from the opening shot of a lit crater, and platoon leader Shea Stallion, played by Quillan Dunn, best known for playing Lizzie in Love Hate, and Jackie Walsh in investment banker drama Industry. 35 colonists lost in a mining base with insufferable galvanic radiation.
Oh, I'm just not loving the look, babes. I come in peace.
It's not appropriate to call me babes.
Okay, hon.
It's not appropriate. It's a bit of trolling. Can you take it? The intruders have broken all the mirrors, suggesting there may be a vampire in the mix. And there's another use of a deaf and signing actress, because by her presence we're taught parts of a new language, a visual language. It's diversity hiring and representation giving its very reasons for being. And look at the tight contrast in policing. Deaf and disabled, it's a broad analogy. She can read subtitles beside the barrel of a gun, or Chuty can sign to her with his musician's fingers. While it's a bit expository, the writers kicked the no migrants speaking foreign pack in the shins as sign language is discussed.
A nurse who can't sign. That's against the law.
This is British Sign Language. You may know American Sign Language is quite different, and you might be surprised to learn every country has its own signing vocabulary. No one is quite sure how many sign languages there are. Some estimates say 150, some say 200, and the most used global sign language is Indo-Pakistani. It's complicated because even in BSL, which is used in Australia and Ireland, there are regional dialects. A Scottish signer will have different signing to that of English signers. So, depending on where you're watching this, you may get a shoddy translation. The episode has a signer consultant on board, and it's probable the production tried to steer close to a centrist or universal presentation. The integration of subtitles into the mise-en-scene does help those of us without fluency. Sign language is not only used by those who have hearing problems, but those who have difficulty speaking. So I'm a little amused by the soapbox that it's against the law to practice nursing without signing in the 50,000th century. It's not as optimistic as it first appears because legality doesn't necessarily include societal norms as common practice. It is a conceivable aspiration. Present-day technologies you would think could easily adapt to visual translators serving as a kind of Duolingo of gestures. The video phone, when introduced way back at the 1964 New York World Fair, was demonstrated by two signers on introduction. Machine translation of sign language has been possible since 1977, though the use of the full body in the vocabulary brings with it limitations. Sign Aloud, in use since 2015, has translated sign to text via Bluetooth and optical sensors on the fingers of these magic gloves. And Wikipedia lists half a dozen examples of services used on a large scale. The website of Visicast, run by the University of East Anglia, states automated text to sign is not yet available due to issues around grammar. Subtitling is, With a bit of practice and access to transcription tools, relatively doable for the common man, woman. I hope to add subtitles to this video shortly, directly from my script. Medicine has moved on in 48,000 years. Belinda's out of her depth. No one remembers Earth, which presents the intriguing idea these tales are happening within a parallel timeline after whatever happens in the legendary series finale on May 24th, 2025. I really like what Quaylen Dunn achieves as a CEO. Her striking looks lead to expressions which give off a no-nonsense stature. And she's from Ireland. Have you ever heard of Ireland, Doctor Who?
An old what thing?
Never heard of him.
Stupid name for a planet.
What's that then?
Not in these parts.
I never heard of you.
Oh, you must have. No, not Iceland. Star Trek has heard of it. Forget that. What about Northern Ireland?
Lots of planets have a north.
Look, it's not a planet. Northern Ireland. Michael Smiley's from there. David Tennant's Graham. Romana 2's mum. Where they built the Titanic. No, not that one.
Gallifrey.
Is that in Ireland?
Daleks at Giant's Causeway.
Have you ever heard of
This mine contains marigold. The scene with the slither of light behind Alice, which there definitely wasn't, there was nothing there, manages to convey a tension that's all too realist. It also feels like the finale of Reservoir Dogs, one shooting triggering another at any given moment. Galvanic radiation, an extonic star, carbon-46 and a diamond mine. If you've picked up on the clues or been kicked to the ground by spoilers, you'll realise this episode is a sequel.
It was called Midnight.
What does it mean?
And if you think spoiling an episode is your headline or your audience is people who already know what you have to tell them, then you've a lot to learn. According to Wikipedia, this wasn't originally going to be the Midnight entity in the story. In the planning stages, it was about the followers of the goddess Orisha, until it was deemed too impractical in story terms and too problematic in terms of cultural sensitivity and respect. Funnily enough, the link to Orisha was something I threw out there before seeing this episode as a surreal joke in my review of Lux. Obas, from Orisha, from Oba, the Latin American deity associated with cutting off an ear. With parrot tail feathers, she fights on the left. So pleasant washroom alignment, clean voodoo god. Midnight 2, subterranean boogaloo. And very quickly we reinterpret a lot of things. The pack hostility isolating Alice, using her best friend against her, targeting her in the pecking order as the weakest, and that RTD and Angel Wildfall haven't deployed the repeating speech motif of the entity, which I think gives it an accomplished subtlety. From Midnight, the well raises the stakes, and an attribute speaking to why Alice is the last to be prey. And ignoring that sign, if you will, makes it more ambitious. It fosters paranoia, organic panic. It's a really clever script that sets up pieces with stealth. The Marines turn on one another as expected, and there's predictability of the best kind in the anticipated massacre. Proof positive you're less safe with people wielding guns than those with sunglasses and tanning lotion. Even while the squad are wiped out in the style of a Predator movie, the dispatch of the lead mutineer by directly weaponizing Alice feels quite shocking. 15 seconds of silence followed, a minute's quiet that descends into heartbreak around Alice.
But we can't abandon her.
That's not what I said.
Don't turn your back on me.
The line works as the plea of a condemned person and one whose primary listening mode is lip reading. There's a whole spectrum of audio impairment, deafness to cognitive neurodiversity. I often have problems following someone in a crowded room if they talk while turning their heads away, and would imagine it's a common problem among the elderly. This might be a good place to take a tangent to explore how the massacre scene works on another level. Yes, it's not only deep horror, it's also quite fun when you think about it as a scenario that can easily be adapted into a child's game. Don't stand behind Alice, with the mutineer designating chasing other players behind Alice or the host. Other players would be designated ranks from captain down, with only the captain being able to give Alice, the host, the order to reposition herself, and the game ends when the mutineer is defeated. Because games are a motif of New Who, child-friendly catchphrases offer fertile ground for performative role play.
My arm's too long.
Prepares a schoolyard mystery game like Button Who's Got the Button. The presence of the Toymaker is blatant in RTD's use of a gaming agenda, ending in a round of catch to save the universe, with multiple participants being able to play as a doctor. The church on Ruby Road is Capture the Flag, Baby. Space Babies is your typical monster chase, which a University of Melbourne paper calls Doctor Who game. Banned by the teachers, the game gained a taboo charm and was played in secret. It's a variation on Chasey, and the Melbourne case study had elements of morphic roleplay. The Devil's Cord offers an audio take on hide and seek. Boom is, of course, statues, a variation on Wink Murder. This all comes from the show's roots as children's TV, as well as Russell T Davies' roots working professionally in that area. 73 yards with some adaptation as to distance can be reasonably adapted for schoolyard play. Dot and Bubble is better known as Dickhead on X. That's a child's favourite. We've got play from the families of dress-up games and farmyard games. There's a jump scare, which is not unlike the pivotal moment in What's the Time, Mr. Bad Wolf? Gameplay, be it The Floor is Lava, British Bulldog, Tag or Octopus Tag, Robot Wars, or Trying Not to Make Someone Laugh, each episode carries an appeal to interactivity. Also creative story design, because games are mimetic, ensuring that absolutely no one could scientifically accuse a show of falling ratings. Rose Ailing Alice is absolutely phenomenal as Alice. She's essentially a one-note character, a scared, whiny trope, but Ailing Alice sustains that, keeping our understanding, hitting the right vocal tones to pluck heartstrings, using physicality to demonstrate the sheer terror that she's in. And we love her, yet there's no guarantee she'll get out of this. The Doctor's face-off with the entity is gripping, re-leveling.
Onion! Onion! I just saw it! Onion!
We can't stop!
I want to see it.
The Doc is all plots and plans and pride, glamour from the murderer, other than punishment for the villain. We don't see what he sees. The episode takes RTD's big weakness, shoddy exposition, and uses it to the advantage. The scene in the confined space would have been optimal place for repeating dialogue in the enclosure of 4 left standing. I'm surprised the lure was resisted. Shea's fate is too trope predictable for my liking, and that it's at her own hands is also a step too far. For me, it's the first time the episode drops a ball. That it's by her own hands seems ridiculously misguided, especially set alongside the sweeping, romantic musical score. It looks to some extent like fetishizing the S word, the mortal sin. At the least we're acknowledging the existence of the problem, but with nothing helpful to say on the matter.
We're up here all of a sudden on the roof for no reason at all. That's Torchwood Gwen.
Though it's suggested in the closure that Shea's final act was relatively useless. If Anita Dobson's advertising a cameo, she's raking it in. The prevailing fan theory is she's a god of stories. I find that idea memorable. It fits in with a lot of how she acts and what she says. It doesn't tell us why she appears to be stalking the Doctor. Is she Helen A? Barbara? Let us know below. Next time on Potential for Drinkfall, Pheromone Sandwiches, The Return of Mad Jack, Salt to Snail, It's Ruby Sunday's Greatest Hits. Thank you to all my patrons who helped make all this possible. My Patreon doesn't just give advanced looks, but an organised 8-year archive of comics, poems and prose. And you can only pay on the first of the month, so you can try before you buy. What did you think of this episode? Are my pointed opinions about how the conclusion deals with harm by self justified? What did you think? And can you see any other use of children's games in Doctor Who, new and old? Who is Mrs. Flood? Let me know in the comments. And do hit that thumbs up button. Welcome to another review where I watch an episode and react by writing the script during my first viewing and then add in extra clips and clever edits to make it appear I'm quite a clever sausage. Lucky Day is written by Pete McTeague. He's written for the Chibnall-Whittaker era, Kerblam and Praxius, as well as the Tales of the TARDIS sequences for the Troughton and McCoy eras. More success creating and writing The Pact, and long runs on Wentworth and The Yard. Directed by Peter Hoare of The Robot Revolution and A Good Man Goes to War. Hoare's got a deep filmography, including The Last of Us, The Umbrella Academy, a fair chunk of the Netflix-era Marvel Universe shows, and working with RTD on 5 episodes of It's a Sin. It's New Year's Day 2007, when the Who's were nursing the after effects from Donna's wedding. Another doctor was across town, scaring a kid in an alleyway. Back then, 50p would buy you a Mars bar. Conrad's mother was part of London's East End street boxing circuit. Back when we still had Twitter, he managed to miss out on the peak of the popularity of whoisthedoctor.geocities.com/mainpage.html.
Oh, Dad! It's one of your nutters.
And Linda, which stands for, oh, I don't know, lurking is duty doctor audience, or leave it now twiddling ratings association. But Conrad grew up to work on hospital radio. No, sorry, doctor radio. And here's Ruby to spill the beans like Stephen Powell on weed. One can imagine the tabloid women's mag shenanigans that might unfold. Goblins kidnapped my adopted sister. Ruby was one of the original Beatles. I was made to walk 73 yards. My real mother was addicted to iced coffee. Run VT, Errol. Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying, whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower. There's a creepy opener feels like it could be a relation to the Childor or any number of early New Who villains or classic foes, such as the Autons, even Fifi. It's the Shriek. Oh, the Shriek. I'm so terrified of what I call the yellows. The Shriek. Oh no, the Shriek. Smithers, don't let the Shriek get me. Lucky Day, Conrad Clark's podcast, looks to have pretty big sponsors. It's too late. Prevent Drinkfall.
I've been trying to get Unit on the podcast for years.
Oh, don't bother. They've probably bugged your office. If you want an interview, you should call Big Finish. They'll put you in touch.
No one ever returns my calls.
Oh, look, it's not you. They're just busy. Actually, we even tried Davina McCall, but we got nothing.
Oh, I love Davina. I love Davina. Is she nice?
Oh, she's absolutely lovely.
That's one good thing.
Ruby Sunday a year on is presented differently. More clarity, confidence, stunning eyebrows. It's an interesting take to explore the other verse where Unit hadn't captured the shriek and to present that for chills. Very in line with the visual language of Ruby's character and stories.
I've kept it all these years.
Oh, wow.
I'll stick with my Autobot insignia on the chain. Jonah Howard King feels genuinely sweet here. Howard King began his career in my home city of Belfast, appearing in punk rock at the Lyric Theatre. Fairly prolific on TV, he's been in runs of The Flatshare in 2022, World on Fire 2019 to 2023, and The Tattooist of Auschwitz. With Ruby's return comes expressive Michelle Greenidge and Angela Winter as a patois-speaking grandma with more comic scope, I'm pleased to hear. There's some resonance from the top of 73 yards in a lock-in in a remote country pub, and Conrad with a friend named Jack, who's a bit mad. A phone call to Kate, whose top-level security training ensures that she doesn't spill any drinks. She reprises a talk of the Shriek's love for blood on adrenaline, indelicately suggesting that Ruby of the TARDIS may be suffering high alert as an ongoing psychological condition. Before the words PTSD are even spoken, we can tell she's going through a common long-term condition that can affect soldiers or civilians. The continual fear anything could go wrong, looking out at the world like everyone is a suspect. The chance that the day might bring home a loved one in a body bag. We with first world problems are lower down the risk scale. In culture, fear of deadlines can drive sloppy thinking. The constant awareness of time sensitivity, pressurized environments, driving toxic thinking. You may not think it, but these videos take 3 days to a week to make. There is a high to the adrenaline for the workaholic, but like any other drug, there's a downer. I'm slowly dialing back on my self-pressure because burnout isn't something that lasts a few hours or days. It's degenerative. It's in your bones. I find a sense of creep in this as a Dr. Light episode. Unexpected. It takes a time to notice. As with 73 yards, Millie Gibson carries it, despite in some ways being a guest star. And she does it with grace and strength.
Ruby, I didn't take the antidote.
Oh God, an anti-vaxxer.
We're a team.
You should have trusted in the Matrix, boy. Dumb con. I'm the Doctor Who Unity monster. I'm the Doctor Who Unity monster. Ooh. The reveal of Conrad as an outright bastard is decimating. He's beyond Joe Rogan, Alex Jones level, soothsayer masquerading as truth teller. In England, over a period of almost 40 years, London Metropolitan Police planted spies within activist units. And these weren't terrorist enclaves either, but benign organisations like London Greenpeace and Amnesty International. Their missions were deep embedding, going so far as to marry their targets and father multiple children. Numerous activists were tricked into multi-year relationships with officers who took their fake names from dead children. It's hard not to draw comparisons with Conrad, who is the very thing he claims to despise, and much worse. The undercover operation of the Special Demonstration Squad, Spy Cops. That scandal dated back to 1968 and apparently closed up activity in 2007, with the truth only beginning to come out in the 2015 undercover policing inquiry. So far, 139 officers have been identified from 2 police units. In 2025, the inquiry is still ongoing, looking at cases from 1983 to 1992. For fuck's sake, get a move on. And someone really needs to arrest Trinity Wells, by the way.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Conrad Krapp is doing the rounds of the daytime shows. The Doctor Who team uses their good standing to bring in other celebrities and productions, with some backfiring, because this is an association with someone with the fairness of Tommy Robinson, real name Stephen Yaxley Lennon, the pedo helper, or Andrew Tate, the people trafficker. those cloaked under calling out fascist lies by peddling fascist lies. This is no Julian Assange or Chelsea Manning, and it leads to violence as stupidity, the attribute that holds back our species' evolution.
His mother's not dead. Moira Clark lives in the south of France. Nice villa paid for by Conrad. Meanwhile, he's raking it in. 80,000 paid subscribers, he owns 3 properties, and of course, he's a tax dodger.
Conrad's agenda accelerates the narrative adrenaline into an unexpected direction, which is good because a shriek is a dull name for a monster. Conrad's transition from first half romantic to second half egomaniac feels somewhat flimsy, mainly because Howard King is so committed to both roles, but there's not so much story construction in the bridge. In any case, he really succeeds in making us hate him. Your father diddled animals, what? And your sister put boogers on Kitty's cereal. Kate Lethbridge Stewart goes full vicious, baby.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Yes, this is Kate's Heisenberg moment. And while I'm so over grim dark, honestly, I quite enjoyed it. As brutal as she is, at least it's not Torchwood. And it's surely only Ruby's time with the doctor that gives her an appeal for mercy, because everything she knew was a lie, one that succeeded in fooling her family, the people in the pub that weren't actors, Conrad's subscriber base. It may be the extent of Conrad's lie and that Ruby is only one victim, which keeps her from falling apart. See, I know your mum topples pensioners' chairs and your dog, right, cat, whatever, is funded by Al-Qaeda.
These two special effects are improving.
Oops, butterfingers. I really like the chemistry built up between Millie Gibson and Gemma Redgrave. It's one of the stronger relationships each character has and should surely tie Gibson to the show. The Doctor's speech is mesmerising, anthemic, quotable, a class-based call to arms, a keeper. It's delicious anticipating Conrad's glimpse of the unexplained wonder of imagination as his punishment, but then he knows of Belinda before the Doctor does, and has a friend in Mrs. Flood, who's been going all out reprising the role of Susan Twist last season.
Oh, I'm the governor.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could.
There's plenty for speculation, but as is the way, answers remain to be seen. Next time on Lagos, Nigeria, marketing, shirt tattoos, voodoo guru, street food and spiders. Thanks very much for joining me on this look back on Lucky Day, and a special thank you to my Patreon subscribers whose names are all appearing on screen now. And I'd really love to hear what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my coverage of it. Let's have a conversation. Drop a comment. And I'll see you next time. Alright, let's get this party started. Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying, whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who Tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower. So we open with the tale of a fire, one elaborated on by writer Inua Elms in an online for free prose story told from young Omo's perspective. I like the animated sequence and its accompanying folktale. In a minute it sets a visually strong right foot forward. The credits beginning in a canvas in the wall. The hyper alert traffic lights in the barber shop are expected to pay off and segue into the post-credits TARDIS roundels on ambient setting. Addressing Belinda not getting home, the Doctor hits on an idea. The direction suggests oh so hyper emotion, but Gatwa plays up the line's absent-minded implication, giving it a welcome tone of Dr. Yor.
Why did I not think of this before? Oh, we can boost the Vindicator if we go to... Of course!
The episode is set in 2019, where Resolution was the only Doctor Who episode to air, thereby freeing up Ncuti Gatwa's schedule. Racial divisions and social cohesion played differently for this Doctor in Africa, segueing nicely into the last of the Time Lord spiel of Longer Lore, renegade outcast exiled. And the Doctor gets on very cosy for people he's just met. Very pat on the back. It's a bit knowing. Too knowing. We're expected to believe these people know the Doctor wearing Gatwa's face. Hold on to that recognition of a differently faced being, as I want to come back to it later, but to say for now that it doesn't really bother me. Headcanon. From citing the missing posters, writer Inua Elms gives us a rapid acceleration to a showdown in the barber shop. It's got final scene feels, descends over those rapids into everyday chaos of any community barber shop, and teeters on the edge for another animated folktale. There's something amiss in the shop, a monster, a jail enough of a horror bottle episode to remind me of the conclusion to Sapphire and Steel with its perpetual existential cage, or perhaps Twin Peaks in the Black Lodge with Dale Cooper. This episode's writer is Inua Elms, a Nigerian poet and playwright with a string of classy commendations. Writing for the Royal Shakespeare Company, a Fellow for the Royal Society of Literature, and in 2023 awarded the OBE. He's performed one-man shows at the Edinburgh Fringe, the Soho Theatre, and the Hay Festival, so a class of prestige we've not seen on Doctor Who for some time. The big thematic tie-in is his play, Barbershop Chronicles, set in a black barber shop, set in 6 of them in 6 cities on a single day, with a backdrop of a Chelsea-Barcelona football match. And the place explores a lot of different themes around community, culture, conversation, and religion. It was produced by the National Theatre. Elms integrates the high concepts thoroughly, like he's written SF many times before, filling his pages with community conversations and micro-deliveries of fables. Presumably it's a poet's skill, making use of only a few words to lead a reader's journey. And as a playwright, he'll have to set up a world and characters quickly, immersing the audience, pulling them through the unfolding events. And all the people in this trap have stories. The production's choice of multivariable light patterns and alert sound is alternative to cloister bells, which keep the story fueled. For example, and Linda's hospital narrative is a good way of keeping Verada Sethu inside a story which seems to be a lock-in. I've had a laugh at my problems with this moment from Ruby Road.
Name, the Doctor. Occupation, not a doctor.
The problems hark back to the introduction of Freema Agyeman as Martha in Smith and Jones. It was a great series opener for giving promise in a new companion, which I felt was largely squandered later. This line here.
What, people call you the Doctor?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, you've got to earn that title.
What a line. Martha's promise is being delivered by Belinda in each appearance. All of me judges a frontline responder, particularly a medic, as the most important profession among our species. The most noble thing. That we get these real heroes represented is the real title of the show, The Doctor Who Sustains. And it's validated, waitfully, in Elm's text.
Look how much his hair has grown.
Goodness, I have to start all over again. The Doctor's fallout with Omo cuts to a number 1 for both of them. Gatwa poignantly expresses betrayal. Omo offers up less, which in this case works because We've seen the terror and his motives, keeping his community safe, and the knowledge that the Doctor is his one friend who can bail him out. Sulu Rimi as Omo gives an understated performance. Yeah, you should pitch a ride in the back of a turtle. So much more elegant and calming. Massively fantastic directing in Belinda's search for the barber shop. Utterly delicate pacing that feels tense. In fact, the whole production is top-notch. Director Macaulay McPherson deserves full props for directing this episode. You can see more of her work on Waterloo Road, Shondaland and Queen Charlotte from Netflix.
I used to call it the World Wide Web. Until the humans name something far uglier after that.
Oi! Ariane Bakari gives us a subdued performance as a barber in the first half. Obvious villain presence, never centre stage. I doubted his reveal as a god visually and verbally powerful though it is, because this seemed to mythological story arc enormous, and especially with a guest writer of realism setting this in an everyday location. It does seem to kick out the fan theory that Mrs. Flood is a god of stories, and the Doctor's response is delightful.
I begin all things!
So my suspicions were proved wrong. The Doctor knows the gods, hung out with them. He claimed the same thing in Lux, far less convincingly, but this feels real. The coming of the gods is something that's been building since the Devil's Cord, which suggests this episode is happening in an audience future. The stories we are yet to see. And the gods are not all destructive, we are told. The barber backs down. He's a storyteller, a janitor to the gods.
I was once human. Wherever they told stories, I went. I told their myths, their legends, cleaned them up, printed them in books, so that the gods could be worshipped. That was my job. They only exist now.
The glimpse of the Palazzo Theatre forwards that this is the real truth. I wasn't so familiar with the story of Anansi and Abina. Some of you already know Anansi myths are from the Akan people in what's now Ghana, and he's a god associated with folklore and wisdom. He defies social order, but as a trickster spider, he also incorporates it. And he's bald, stupid, bald, dumb spider. No, actually, he's smart. He's outsmarting smart and creative. Abina is a creation wholly of Inua Elms, though in the tales of Eloise Sutherland, Anansi had one daughter, the beautiful Anansua. In Sutherland's 1975 work, The Marriage of Anansua, the daughter is promised by her fathers to 4 suitors at once. Realizing his predicament, Anansi asks her to fake her own death. One of the fiancés, grief-stricken, offers to pay for the funeral. This is Chief who is chief. And at that point, Anansua drops a ruse and springs from the coffin. The reveal of the fugitive Doctor is a really well-concealed joy, and Joe Martin stamps just how big this whole episode is in terms of the myth arc. Traditionally, it's the site of the TARDIS which identifies a trans regeneration. As I mentioned earlier, I have no problems with other recognitions of the Doctor with a different form. In my fan fiction, Skin of the Teeth, appearing in Horrified Press's 12, and in a different spec script for Big Finish, I suggested this. It began with a story built on the story of Tom Baker visiting Mersey Street Primary School, Belfast, in 1978. He was on holiday, but God bless him, he showed up in dress and in character. In this often forgotten part of the Who Now verse, the Doctor delivered so much joy to a classroom full of kids. I was researching the tale in 2011 When I discovered the school had been closed and converted into housing with its original structure still in place. Even more astonishing, a number of ex-pupils rented out the apartments. They're all classrooms. Skin of the teeth forwarded that these kids recognised the Doctor in his physical form through the caring link they built together. And a twist again. Just after I submitted my final draft to Horrified Press for the 50th anniversary collection, I stepped outside. My neighbour, musician David McQueen, was there too, also taking a smoke outside his home. I enthusiastically told him about the Mersey Street narrative, and David then told me he was in the classroom that very day. Well, it's not every day you write a story and discover someone you know was inside it all along. Anyway, back to the story in the engine.
Severing the gods from the story web, cutting them.
I appreciate this line as a polytheist. Polytheism, or pantheism as I describe my outlook, is if you have a god, I believe. Gods are so linked to global culture and storytelling. Can we prove a god doesn't exist with all those connections? Also, belief is a thing. As much as we can prove gods exist and simultaneously gods don't exist. Made you smile, atheist. The embedding of these entities is bound to DNA and memetics as a support structure. Removing that can benefit the intellect, but there needs to be a support structure in place. Otherwise, you're just conducting psychic surgery without anesthetic. I love the correlation between hair patterns and the story courses of slaves and slave masters. It's really clever.
So the women would weave maps into their hair.
The labyrinth is a smart twist on the mock trope of running down corridors.
Well, yes, I mean,
The magical back room, the story engine.
Beating heart inside a brain.
Brilliant.
The movements of Gatwa and Ellis even look like a stage play. The Doctor's recount steps over being tired by using the power of Hemingway's favourite short, which makes Joe Martin's appearance a narrative harbinger and is central to the final act.
I don't even have a name for people to trust. Try Adetokumbo.
Adetokumbo is both a surname and given name from Nigerian language Yoruba. The first name has been applied to those who went on to become stars in basketball. It means the crown or royalty from across the sea. The barber's resolution feels a bit too quick to me, a bit too much like, yes, Sabretooth, a little off the back and sides. Could you do my ears and nose hair, bro? It all depends on how much notice Omo is going to work before retiring. Next time on It's Eurovision episode. They all look like cats. Gasp! Mullet, anti-grav, spinning. Oh hell, it's not more of your RTD Love Darling Glitter Alley dinner show, is it? Fuck that. Only joking, I'm sure it'll be great. So, almost done. Typically I write Doctor Who dumpster floor during my first watch, pausing the show to make parts of the script. When an episode is slower or finds me restless, I write in shorthand, hit pause and fully flesh out my analysis while having a smoke in the garden. This time round it was gut-wrenching to hit pause. I dashed back to the screen. Init Elms has given us a tale jam-packed with content. So much micro-fiction, so many offerings for substantial tangents on myth, culture and sociology and many more besides. There's a lot of great material on this in Doctor Who Unleashed, the official behind-the-scenes supplement. Perhaps for reasons of time, it omits the striking work of visual artist Bumi Augusto. Bumi's portfolio conveys no stranger to myth, folklore and magic. Though it's dreamlike, her artist's statement suggests pieces like the work on screen have strong links with reality, a fantasy world she calls within. To quote, "The figures in her work are often family, friends, and passers-by, pulled from reality and into her world as cross-reality migrants through their encounters with her. Born in Lagos and of Yoruba descent, her roots come to bear on story and engine. In an episode packed with visual splendour, despite the time on screen, Bumi's paintings stand out. The actors, set, SFX, every part of the production is top detail prestige. I feel confident that this is the best of the newest era of Who. It probably even ranks in the top 5 Doctor Who episodes of all time. What a nice note to end on. I'd like to thank all my Patreon subscribers whose names are appearing on screen now. You can sign up to a paid tier without paying for full access. Payments are paused on Patreon until 1st of July at the very earliest, and I'll notify you in good time ahead of them resuming. I ask you to comment below, keeping your words spoiler-free, please, as to subsequent episodes. What stands out to you as things to cherish in this episode? Are there insights you'd like to share, which you've learned? Who is the little girl? Does Belinda know Mrs. Flood as Mrs. Flood, do you think? I'll see you in the comments. 2925 Harmony Arena.
What's too painful to remember?
We've got Cats cosplay, Cats play. Ritalin? Do you know Dawson writes? Prior to this, she's had novels and audio dramas to her name, including Doctor Who Redacted, but only one TV script credit, an episode of Sparks in 2020. Not a problem in and of itself. I mean, she has numerous script editors to guide her along, right? 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 Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying, whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who Tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower. Director Ben Williams of Sherwood and Baghdad Central certainly makes this look like a grand spectacle. Mrs. Flood is in the audience, hacking into the Doctor's guitar. I suppose I may also try and make my viewing experience more dazzling. Maybe not. I don't care much for the Eurovision. A lot of my friends love it, and it brings them happiness, which is great. I just don't get it. It's just songs.
I'm not even going to dignify that with the risk. Actually, you know what? I will, because it is not just songs, Mike. It's part of who I am. And when you make fun of it, it's like you're making fun of me.
Oh, well, maybe I do get it. Maybe it's a great big first world wank fest. All the moneyed self-indulgent and a circle jerk. Grr. Now, I hate Eurovision. You've won me over, Gary. Congratulations.
Hi.
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you? That's my species and my name is Kid.
Oh, fuck off, Dawson's cock. Hijacking the Eurovision.
I think it's a political statement. Do you know my favorite kind of music?
Yeah, that's funny because Mullet Boy looks a lot like that Little Rice Krispies fella. This is definitely a political statement. Why is it the last items to float into space are a fizzy drink and a bag of Maltesers? It must be the light fantastic. Little Shaver is played by Freddie Fox. He's not bad, but his character feels, well, terrible. A whiny little incel, yet memorable more so than the other guest characters, all of whom have little by way of substance. The signal lockdown to prevent gambling is a neat idea, and the program's standby sequence is oddly mesmerizing. Told you so. Hinting at Susan last season couldn't have story value for anything other than foreshadowing. It's the same maths here. Her return with some questions about her answered should come in the two-part finale. I say this because Caroline Ford is 86 years in June. It's flirting with risk to book her in for a proper appearance in the following series rather than this one. And yes, let's answer some questions. We don't need to explain everything. Just give us some. It's been 60 years, goddammit.
Did I just fly through space on a confetti cannon?
Don't sour the mood. It's much more interesting that a human brings a doctor back to life in keeping with the vital role of emergency responders.
Look, that's 100,000 people. Frozen and suspended in space.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't pick it. But it's just so tempting.
I'm Graham Norton.
Okay.
Someone's interfering with my systems.
I wish it was a barber.
Presenting revenge against the corporation.
It's hardly Jarvis Cocker at the Brits, is it?
That's not him.
No.
Do you know them?
Oh, definitely a Hellion.
They're treated like scum right across the galaxy.
Oh, definitely political. Just too broadly to mean anything. Thing is, I'm pretty sure we've seen this episode before with different actors. The magic gloves are back and they're good for pointing and triggering signals. The built-in laser pointer is good for presentations. There's a Bluetooth mode to activate your favourite songs while on the move. And you can seriously fuck someone up without leaving fingerprints. Helpful if your midlife crisis includes a spontaneous predilection for torture, which you'd previously abhorred.
We had to tell the galaxy about the corporation.
Why not put up a sign on a shop window?
Believe me, that ice that you put in my heart, I think it's still there.
Bill, it was just, taking over of democracy by totalitarian government. Let it go.
It still isn't over. There's still 100,000 people out there, trapped in that Mavity thing.
There's nothing we can do. They're all going to die.
Yeah. I'm no scientist, but they're all dead, mate.
But if only I had a hologram expert who could fashion hard light into a tractor beam. Can you do that?
Alright, would you like me to turn this crayon into a Java-coded chatbot while I'm at it? It's yellow.
I'd do anything for you.
Yeah? Put on a dress, get down on all fours and bark like a lady dog.
Oh, if only I had medical staff that could turn Ryland's cryogenic chamber into a revival booth. What do you say, Mike?
Sure, just bear with me first while I turn this printer cable into an organic yogurt using my GCSE in history. No problem.
I'll do anything for you.
Go into a supermarket with a golf ball and just cram it inside a round of mozzarella.
It's Ryland!
Sorry, did you say Ryman's? No fucking problem.
I give to you Cora Simbavu.
Is that the name of the song or the character? So the poppies are supposed to be about World War I, right? Or are they a reference to the slavery and ransacking around the Opium Wars? Why is he still in the building? He looks like a junkie. Is that it? Addiction? He said he likes pop. Did he mean poppers?
Because they all died in a single second. Every last time, Lord.
Way I hear it, Chibnall made it a protracted death. We get some more wisdom from Graham Norton, who apparently has ascended human god status now. The end. Oh, there's a PS. By regeneration and the reveal of who is Mrs. Flood. Though not how it happens, it's much as expected. The Rani always did sound like a plural. The new one, played by Archie Punjabi, in this short bit doesn't give us anything that the two masters haven't already, though she has Kate O'Mara's shoulders. And Anita Dobson hams up her role to comic sidekick level, which might work or not. New Who, the Star Beast onwards, has been an odd creature. Certainly a new style of the show is being forged, much as it was back in 2005. Such a distinction. Broadly speaking, the 2023 onwards incarnation falls into three categories. Socio-political commentary within existential horror stories, grand-scale epics like season finales in tone, but slipped in casually elsewhere. And the third category seems to want to recapture the days of David Tennant, and it's these which end up including the weakest, lukewarm, half-assed, not much of a way to remake the show with an eye on the future. And I'm certain that's RTD's prime motivation here. My opinion, to no way impose on yours, is that this episode is the latter. It's back safe. It's piss poor. I stress this is not the only way to critically evaluate it. Interstellar isn't sloppy only, it's intentionally juvenile, positively geared towards a pre-teenage audience. I feel that unless there's an articulate, objective verbalization from children, I'm thinking the 7 to 12 age range, then we can't judge its success. Doctor Who won't always be for 30-year-olds or 50-year-old men. The problem being children that age don't have critical thinking skills, nor do most adults who dominate the conversation on YouTube. In decades ahead, Who will have new showrunners, writers, creatives? I thought and felt this one was a number 2 with poopy pants on. But I sure got a lot of fun miles presenting my response. I hope you laughed too and that it inspires you to make something creative and celebratory, even if in spite is the starting spot. Especially if. I'd like to thank all my subscribers whose names are now appearing on the screen. You can sign up to a paid tier without paying for full access. Payments are paused on Patreon until 1st of July at the very earliest. I'm notifying you in good time of them returning. Did the children you know hate this or love it? What were their exact words? Did you enjoy it? If you didn't, make yourself laugh with a creative response and share it in the comments to give others some joy. See you next time. Happy Day. Sorry, wrong 5. Bavaria, 1885. We open with, hang on, is that Freddie Jones?
Look at the eyebrows. These are attack eyebrows.
We thought Jonas would be a wonderful name.
I think it's absolutely terrible.
Jonas is a bad name. It's Jonah for bad writers. Jonah's aged, but name him that if you must. Or Joe.
I think he needs a stronger name, like Sturm und Drang, yeah?
Sturm und Drag, which means beloved by all. Oh well, but the kids won't fare so bad. At least they can find water. Still, they'll want to get a move on.
Morning, darling.
Morning, sweetheart.
Oh, no, I can't look. What? No, the doctor is a heterosexual? Ah, that's a disgrace. Heteros are disgusting. Get it away from me. Oh, hard straight people are against God's will. Woke agenda. Andy had sex with a human and they have a daughter? Oh, this spits and crops over 62 years of fandom. 3 generations disrespected and destroyed by RTD's nuclear family agenda. The overnight ratings show 35,000 people switched off their televisions at this very moment.
Well, would you mind telling me how the plant can function on minus 10,000 workers?
And we've got Space Baby's Poppy unrecognisable in the story and the engine. Good move.
And the weather's going to be nice. All across England and the whole of Great Britain.
Whew, back to normal.
It's nice in France and Africa.
Hang on, what? No, boo! Down with nice weather. Bloody weather. Coming over here, going over there. Who's supposed to be performing checks on weather at the borders?
Really nice weather all over the world.
Riot! Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying, whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower.
Doctor Who and the Deadly Wish.
Ooh, it's in hardback. Hashtag canonise Peter Cushing.
It's May the 24th.
May 24th obviously is when this episode aired and has many notable deaths, births and events. One to read something into might be that in America it was National Scavenger Day. Yay, it's our Ruby. And doesn't Gatwa look dapper? The rotary phone is an anomaly, perhaps a design choice by the Rani.
My name's Ruby, I swear, I'm just trying to help.
No, please, I didn't mean to just...
Did you say?
Come on, she's dying.
Ruby.
Don't underestimate rotary phones. Which one of these is for recycling? Oh, of course, I was just being silly. It's a shiny, happy world free of deviation from social norms. I don't quite understand the living dinosaur skeleton ghosts, but God, they look great fun.
Happy morning, Unified National Insurance Team. How can I help?
Gemma Redgrave as tight, prissy boss. There's Susan Twist serving tea and bickies as she did in Devil's Cord. Presumably the Beatles are out back with their own office. The Conrad segues are helped along by subtle changing of TV displays. Conrad does remind me a bit of that GB News sexual predator. What's his name?
You're a beautiful man. What's that supposed to mean?
Imagine the audacity of one man saying this to another. Thank goodness in the real world men are much more sensible than to compliment one another. This is why Trudy's quitting in about 4 minutes' time. Good to see Belinda's family? Perhaps. 2 generations represented maternally by Neela Ilea and a friend/auntie played by Josephine Lloyd Welcome, who brings experienced stature. Belinda runs all the way to Westeros. Whee! Real Wizard of Oz variety. And presenting the newest member of Kraftwerk. 999. Conrad occupies an interesting space between prisoner, pet and companion to Dark Time Lord, much like his real-life counterparts. Conrad, yeah, he reminds me of, what was his name? The GB News guy who secretly filmed married men and gay sex acts and used that to blackmail them. You know, he had a hard drive and a hold-all. Dan, was it? Was it Dan something?
You said making a sandwich.
Oh, creepy chuckle.
Snip, bloody snip. You said making a sandwich.
Thanks very much.
For heaven's sakes, Joe.
Actually, YouTuber Josh Schneers has an incomplete but nonetheless interesting, fun and short video on the subject. Check the link in the description. Or, just use the search bar. Balcony battiness? Mr. Ben strikes again.
Sorry, but
Is your name Shirley?
Surely you cannot be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. Airplane.
And you ignore us.
With all those outdoor readeries. A gathering of the disabled mostly and the dispossessed. Resonances of Chaffee Lady from Empire of Death. They must have a portable generator for the coffee. And the police are weirdly missing.
Because it feels like I've lived through this before.
And yes, this is a cunning piece of plot making by Davies we appreciate. No contrivance, all natural.
Is something wrong with you, my girl? Somebody put guzum on you. It's my...
This is a new entry in Cherry Sunday's Guide to Jamaican Patois. It means to put a spell upon someone.
My own mother.
To be fair, she was a dick last time too. Some more signers, 2 more, new normative, good, but I've a few problems with the dispossessed Occupy group. The issues follow the same direction as Joe Straczynski's Byron arc in Babylon 5. Details not relevant, similarities are clear. The impoverished underbelly social group are well dressed with amenities, makeup and hair care. Poverty isn't only financial, it's psychological, brother, and this ain't it. Now, I get how that anomaly is actually part of the plot.
These things are like fossils or relics, like they're bleeding through from a life that's been lost.
But I found it hard to invest in this part of the plot because of the use of the most vulnerable who aren't the most vulnerable at all. It's essentially the same problem as Straczynski had, Pickigan Lane. There's good community commentary, but it feels like RTD wants to have his cake and eat it, rather than have his cake and then eat it.
I don't know why or how, but Comrade Clark is a monster.
Well, I must say I find that laughter wholly inappropriate, and it certainly isn't a done thing in civilized society.
Yes, because being blind gives you magical powers.
Radioactive chemicals, Matt Murdock, are not magical. I really dislike Shirley Bingham, but she no doubt gets this episode's coolest line.
I can bring down God.
And she knew that Doctor Who was weak.
My name is my name!
Wishworld isn't an episode easily broken into bits for analysis. It streams with many what the moments, quite casually. There's a steady pace free of grandstanding that gives us room to try and piece it together. Director Alex Pillai, last seen on Joy to the World, does a fantastic job here. He's aided by the fine choices of editor Meredith Leese of Love Rat and Grant Chester. This episode is an easy watch, no emotional pressure. We have a head start on characters on seeing through the shiny happy people utopia, and Wishworld realises that. It comes to us like Turn Left, though softer and with subtlety, showing promise for a satisfying finale. This in despite of similar story arcs leading to giant missteps. It feels, in a good way, Moffat-y. There's an unexpected reappearance of Jonathan Groff as Rogue. Good to see him back. Another moth motif in how RTD gathers little pieces from his run together, assembled in a new light. Sure, he's done this in Journey's End and The End of Time, but with drama and big deal pomp. This time it feels nuanced. Characters there because they are, demonstrating the sociological. Proper make good on a Hooniverse marketing. I was even convinced that this was the Blinks on keyboards. It's a true ensemble evocation. Never mind all these guys. It goes right down to John Smith, who he still is at the end of the episode, technically making this one Dr. Light. An urgent public service announcement by the government of Great Britain. Mavity malevolent incidents of imbibing vessel altercations are being reported at an alarming rate. Firstly, we urge parents to keep their children under supervision when cups are within range. Adults, Keep cupboard doors closed when said receptacles are not in use. Stay vigilant and never loosen your grip. Take out only the hot and cold liquid receptacles which you plan to use right away. Medical guidelines suggest 1 container per consumer. Multiple units present a hazard. The traditional English cuppa, once considered refreshing, is uninterested in our well-being. Given a chance, it may roam free with no respect for physical laws. Don't be a mug. Prevent drinkfall. We now return you to your regular program.
Science fiction series.
I am sorry, Belle.
It's Belinda.
Anita Dobson Copper Kink. Real Gene Hunt, Joan Ferguson energy here.
Why does it feel so familiar? I know.
A world without tablets. God.
If I can just meet Conrad, if I can look him in the eye.
Good choice of words conveying an expression of fandom, as if, despite overt conflict, she's still a little bit enamoured by him. Part of his spell. There's some well-structured design within the Bone Palace.
It's called the Seal of Arsalan.
Judging by how long it took to get here, that carried no favour with the post office. They don't even sell that size of envelope yet.
I am the Rani.
No.
And I am the Rani.
And I am the Rani. Sorry.
Conrad!
Doctor?
Conrad. GB News. Dan. He'd lured married men with sock puppet accounts into sex for money. Dan Wooten. Yes, he looks like Dan Wooten. Sorry, Jonah.
And the most powerful god of all was born, Desiderium, the god of wishes.
Desiderium is Latin, translating as a desire or longing, a feeling of grief for something lost. There is no god called Desiderium. Maybe this is the Rani's invention. There's plenty of wish gods, the Greeks Priapus and Tyche among them. But wishes are part of most gods' sales pitches. If wishes were horses.
Voiced Bladen energy to the power of 5.
I don't know about voiced yet, but Bladen were a British pioneer in microturbines.
You have
Doubt!
We have doubts. The doubts. Doubt. Now, then doubt. Get doubts. Your doubt. Be doubts. Doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
Taxi!
Because once reality is broken on a scale as vast as this, I can see underneath.
Seeing what?
Deep within the underverse.
No Starscream. Underverse, not underbase. Settle, petal. It's something alluded to previously, back in the giggle, a hollow world where physical laws do not apply.
I let the TARDIS fall into another realm. A hollow beneath the under-universe. Where science is a game and all of us are toys.
Gesteta are a company last seen in the well in charge of mining Colony Base 15. And your consistent quality feature is a great Murray Gold score right away through this episode. Beautiful.
Omega.
Omega was the brother of mayoral candidate Count Binface. He was taller than a human with huge elongated fingers. Haha, Doctor, locked you out. Visually a quite stunning finale, dare I say it. Alex Pillai's work here is reminiscent of David Lynch. Well, yes, we're not pretending David Lynch's work wasn't a massive influence on generations. I enjoyed Wishworld, and on second viewing, though not as strongly, it had much to offer. It's no Lucky Day, but neither is it the Robot Revolution. Looking back at last season's penultimate episode as a part 1 of 2, it compares favourably. It seems quite unlikely to drop the ball with the number of plot seeds cast over fertile ground. Or it could be shite. Hello, Doctor. Hello, puny humans. I am the one known as Omega, Moaz, Gamo, Mega O, and Omega. Ha 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 ha. Now I will eat everyone. You suck, Omega. Yeah, you're all poopy pants. Omega, he is a big bum. We gerbils cute and we gerbils sing. Defeat Omega by the power of love. Oh no, it has gone bad for me now. I lose. I ran away. Ha ha ha, I ran away. Let's find out what happens next time on A big thank you to all my patrons whose names are on screen now. My Patreon access is free across summer 2025. Simply sign up on a paid tier and get early access and deep archives. You'll get alerts before payment resumes in the autumn. Throw me a like, comment and subscribe because it's my greatest wish. I'm easily pleased. Goodbye. Previously on I'm Andree Luke and welcome to Doctor Who Dumpster Flower. Each episode I aim to educate and entertain. No matter how good or bad, there's things worth celebrating. And if we can keep that in perspective. We are DNA, each tis neo-siseth. Oh come on, speak without anagrams, future me. Come with me if you want to live. Oh okay, that's overly dramatic, isn't it? What's wrong with you? It's too late. He's almost here. Who's here? Who? I'm so sorry. Oh no. Turn it off! And Diwali deserves top billing. Diwali for new companion? You've got to get out of there. Well, Moth wants to return to the Time Hotel, so we might just get our wish. I think people dislike you because you're too cynical, too pessimistic. Look. This time it feels nuanced. Characters demonstrating the sociological. Proper make good on the Whoniverse marketing. But our actual problem is we're too positive. See? Showing promise for a satisfying finale. Let me out! Look at my misshapen way. I don't care for Doctor Who like a 12-year-old looking for a show I watched when I was 12. Assembling the pieces, scrying and crying. Whether it's spewing bile or bulk amounts of filler. Doctor Who Tube is a dumpster fire, and this is its dumpster flower.
What? I've got the house key. I can open the door anywhere.
Anita has a sort of TARDIS, which is bigger on the outside.
Honey, somebody else is pleased to see you too.
Apple tart, rice pudding. They were dry but with a mug of coffee lovely. And I'm going for a big dump in 3 minutes because this is trouble bubble below in the bowel. Bit like something Chat RTD might come up with. Being from the future has taught me so much. The plan to make a nuclear On my off days, I go looking for you.
I'm a woke snowflake and I'm banned by GB News.
Kids are such a novel idea to soften hearts, and I say that. I fucking hate kids. I go looking for you. There is a sense of mystery and intrigue around this episode. There's somewhat mixed signals in this scene. We're asked to infer that Anita is, or was, sexually interested in the Doctor. Maybe she went to Ricardo on the rebound is another suggestion. The ambiguous story delivery also lets in a mean reading that Anita is a homophobe and was in the closet when it suited her. And I obviously don't care for that reading. But it's there to make.
That palace of hers is no entry. She's surrounded by a threshold.
What happens in Doctor Who stays in Doctor Who. If only.
And I have a daughter.
But she isn't real.
How dare you?
Listen, let me tell you, I have been in the kitchens of Shockeye. I have filed my taxes at the Writing Bureau of Lady Painfort. I have unplugged the toilets of unit headquarters. But what is happening here today is removing the episode Space Babies from canon. And if fandom wants it, fandom gets it.
Well, now you're going too far.
I'm not at all happy about this.
And your Poppy.
My agent is dead.
She's real.
This is poop show.
Real. Yes, she is.
There are child labour laws, you know. Please don't make me do this, Verada. When you took me to Lagos, that was fun.
Mr. Smith.
It's okay, Andree. I found a way in through all the plot holes. Look, I don't want to be stuck here, but I'm not walking 40 minutes down to IKEA for a reshoot of the Time Hotel stuff.
Because these are doorways into real time.
That's what I came to tell you. There's no need for IKEA. This doesn't go anywhere. Prevent drink fall. Well, it looks like past me has had it.
Rosie! Conrad.
Is Rose noble? It keeps calling Belinda Belle as well.
I'm in the hotel industry.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Exposition where the Doctor names a skeletal dino part ghosts as bone beasts. Essentially, they are hoovers keeping converged realities from crumbling biscuits all over the floor. Concise fantasy logical though it is, something's missing. Because if a key story point such as it is relies on key knowledge, we need to see how that knowledge is attained. Don't fall asleep on that Time Lord's cryptic excuse. It's long been a problem with RTD's writing that he steps over the information the viewer needs to know simply because he doesn't want to write about it. But I feel, and the rules of writing agree, that it breaks a contract between author and audience. A good writer shouldn't just shove viewers into a story. They should be led by the hand if gentleness is called for. Shirley still at large? We'll soon sort that.
Is it true that you planted geo-trafficking devices on everyone in the group so that you would know where they are at all times?
Yes.
You're running up and down like a mad somebody.
Oh, thank God, it's Cherry Winter with our Jamaican Patois update. Samadhi translates as someone from JamaicanPatois.com. Smaddy come to see ya last night, but you never there ya. Somebody came to see you last night, but you weren't here.
I'll do anything for you.
Okay, so what I need is a few pints of UHT, some cheese. Give me some bread rolls as well, please. Shuffle around the reduce to clear aisle, see what's there. Come on, get to it.
I could tilt you on your side and serve olives with those dimples.
Well, Pornhub's let itself go.
Gold alert! Gold alert!
Attention, attention, there is gold on the premises. Gold on site. All personnel are required to pivot to sifting gold. I brought a friend for you, backed by popular demand. It's Sex Pillow. Come here, Sex Pillow. Oh, Sex Pillow. I've missed you. And you've brought our friend. Oh, it is so good to see you. Love cushion, give me some of that cotton and polyester gratification. Mwah.
Oh, you know, I'm single. I have been a housewife.
And make sure to subscribe to Big Finish and Doctor Who Monthly for all the extended media, including Mel washing Sublime Glitz's undies.
Basically, we are facing the unholy trinity.
What would have to happen for that to become a reality?
I fought the Rani.
The Rani stole Mel's clothes 40 years ago, and she's still not got over it. We've got play from the families of dress-up games, and she took my Mars bar. Mars bars were much longer back then. Considerably cheaper too. So I screamed and I screamed and I screamed because she took my Mars bar. She's Mars bar Hitler.
Little scraps of memories, yours and mine.
Keep me out of this.
Oh, you thought of me every night.
That'll be those olives.
I saw it coming, the genetic explosion.
That's way too much detail.
Time room.
Gallifreyan tech built on our new smartwatches. You can travel in time with time earrings, but if you rub your lobes the wrong way, you could end up in 2020. Or maybe not you, but your ear or your wrist. This is why the High Council outlawed cock rings. And with good reason, they outlawed the gems of the Jazzle.
We're sterile.
We are infertile.
The species is barren.
So there's two things happening here. Come in, future me. RTD is giving his canon that Susan is not his Gallifreyan daughter. He doubles back on it later in the script, stating that they became infertile pre-extinction. The second thing that's more important is that he's inserting some commentary on feminism and fertility, that the episode will play out talking about the struggles faced psychologically, physiologically and sociologically. Do you think so, Andree? My backside it will. You are a smart cookie. You're goddamn right it won't. We've got the Rani on a whole Aryan purity kick. There ain't no humanity in Arsalan society or whatever. Frankly, I'm bored listening to it.
And let me also standing orders of hand for... But will you stop talking? Will you please listen? Will you please listen? Will you stop being whatever it is you're trying to be?
20 minutes into the 66-minute special, and it's a struggle to wade through. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, Interstellar Song Contest seemed to flow better. Benefited from its own lack of ambition. I wouldn't like to be stuck in the cinema watching this episode.
Doctor, I'm genuinely sorry, but...
She would vanish like a whisper.
This stays as Conrad's world.
We can't do that.
How well do you surely display some conviction? And is it just me, or does Belinda feel like a totally different character this episode?
Trouble is, the unit tower is a tinderbox of weapons.
They acquired the Torchwood inventory at auction, cheaply because John Barrowman had rubbed his cock and everything.
The bone beasts will see the tower as an enemy.
Me Grimlock no more zombie king! Me Grimlock not fast story! Me Grimlock laugh!
Tower is going into battle mode. Combat teams, attention! Now!
Go! Attack pattern Delta. Go now!
So the puppy can live.
Put me back in space, babies. Fix your collar before saying bye to Daddy, Poppy. My name is Sienna Robin Evangeline Phipps. When does Lenny Rush get here?
Double galvanic beams!
Me Grimlock know all about wipers. Want to hear good part of story? Good part, Cup. Tell Swoop good part. No, tell story. Quiet!
Tell story!
We want to hear story!
You'll be fine, as long as you don't press the yellow button.
Yeah, that opens a colostomy bag.
Press the blue button. That'll get you to Conrad.
Yeah, there's a special bus comes. Or if you undo the button, pull out the wires and lick them, that'll give you a Time Lord tongue piercing.
All personnel, hold on tight!
A little more warning next time.
Do not confront him.
always carry your regulation chewits. There's nothing chewier. And keep the enemy from your door. Chewits, chew for victory.
Shut up and go!
Fucking idiot.
Quick, jam their conflict. Center switch.
Omega is a derivative re-envisioning as per Sutek, no 6-foot theatrical power in sharp armour, but a 100-foot digital effect roaring. And in my opinion, a facsimile of presence. Props to Archie Punjabi. She's not had much to work with, although this episode there's flair at the edges, usually to do with references to food. She's done well, I guess.
None shall stop me. Wipe your feet before you set foot in my home.
Gosh, I wonder where she could be going. Crossing the floor, bending down. Why would she be doing that? Oh, now I see it.
The power of 1 billion supernovas!
Coward or killer?
You never fucking know the answer.
Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die, die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker. Yeah, Conrad dropped out, leaving an opening for Ruby Sunday to win the electoral race.
Don't you ever wonder, deep down in both your hearts, where your TARDIS was?
Is it concealed in a disappointing place, unsatisfactory to the net value of the build-up? A bit of paint stripper. So I'm sitting first time writing down, watching this, and that it is an odd structure. 37 minutes in and all the major threats are dispersed. 30 minutes to go. To be fair, it makes some sense second time around.
No more wishes.
Idiot. You were to ask for 3 more wishes.
But we can't just... I mean, there's paperwork and all sorts.
Paperwork is sorted.
Fuck me, that'd be useful.
Joe Sunday.
Joe Sunday.
Little Joe Sunday.
We need rails, safety rails, going all the way around.
If only there was another room.
There's one thing I still don't understand.
Yes, one thing. One thing? I was being sarcastic. Tell me, Doctor Who, why didn't Dugga-Doo come back? Dugga-Doo, Dugga-Doo. Come on, Andy.
No, she can see Kerala.
Kerala, I have never been. All of the universe and I have never been.
In this show, it sounds like the planet of the Care Bears. Actually, Kerala is a state on India's Malabar coast and has beautiful scenery. It's under a democratic communist local government with a higher than India's average for social development.
Where's she gone?
Home. Nap time, I expect. Sounds like a good idea, that. Really, it was on for ages.
They say hello, by the way.
Who does?
The boss.
The hotel manager's work's never done. Drawing up staff rotas from 8 till 1. Each room I'll enter and there I'll settle. Tea, coffee, milk beside tiny kettle. Little soaps and little soap bottles, ensuring family rooms have a cot aisle. Bank the money and manage a book, and greet every new visitor in a fancy suit.
Stop filming me.
No. Not Poppy. Do you remember a child called Poppy in this room? No.
Andrew.
Do you remember Poppy went in there?
Andrew.
We all watched her.
Andrew.
You save all of us.
Let me sleep. It's me, Russell T. Davies. Never mind the beard. Look, I know you liked Space Babies. You loved Space Babies, didn't you? What I'm doing is honouring that episode. Honouring all the great episodes you've enjoyed this season and the last. All the way back through 65 odd years of Doctor Who history. Bring it all out. A sensational finale. And if I happen to upset a few people along the way, people who deserve it, that's just bad luck. Ha 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 ha! Why? Why not just bring us great stories? You don't even have to write them yourself. Go outside a group of people who were fans in the 1990s. They can get jobs in TV anytime. A whole generation has been cut off from entering a new creative class. Give them a go. Beat the trolls by doing better. What? Alonzi Geronimo eyebrows Jodie Cup smash. Future me, are you all right? You were talking in your sleep. I think I was inside one of Russell T Davies' dreams.
Let's say best male, but don't tell the others.
What? What? Jodie's original performance as a doctor did not enamour me. Oh, like you care. Anyway, her appearance here is a jolt of fresh air, a new energy, even through all the forking hugging. Is this David Tennant's garden?
I got taken away by the robots on the 23rd.
Take the baby! Take the baby!
Her father's Richie. Richie Akimbola.
Brush! In this huge tanker full of diamonds. Crawl! Crawl! Crawl!
Hey, are we at the bit where Carol Ann Ford shows up? I'm not a complete mug. I've read the final spoilers, by the way. You probably know what this is heading towards. Certainly it feels the episode's morphed into the end of time ending. No surprise. Outside the joy of Series 2's Doomsday, Russell is very bad at writing endings. Parting of the Ways, abstract vague hand-waving, the last of the Time Lords, written into a corner to retcon. Journey's End, stick the woman in the refrigerator. Empire of Death, dog bites man, but rabies cure implemented. I love writing endings. They're easy. All the work you've put in to get to that point. You've got storylines, wired levers, all of it's in position. And that it's ending instills an extra boost of passion to do your very best because it's the last opportunity. It's confidence with the gloves off. This is the last scene, and I'm charging double. God, Teletubbies is like Robert Anton Wilson next to this. Uh-oh, past me's waking up. Give him a kick in the back, would you? So there's no chance of this as a Bad Wolf incarnation. I rewatched Day of the Doctor recently, reliving how awesome Piper is in the role. Jumping, skipping, vocal inflections. Her nondescript re-entry tells me little thought has been given for viewers as to this incarnation. Much as Tennant reprising his role, it's nostalgia play, summed up by one commenter who remarked, "It's a show feasting on its own carcass." Another commenter, Warlock of Woe, summarised it as RTD is bored and hires a flesh wizard. I wonder if maybe Billy's playing regeneration energy, seeing as how that goes on for longer and longer and longer these days. I remember when a regeneration was just a bit of smoke, 2 draws from a cigarette. A number of Whovians have posted that this isn't a show for them anymore. I might feel the same way. That's okay. I switched off after a few episodes into the Chibnall era, and I reasoned if there was a stellar episode, so good you can't miss it, word would get out and pull me back. I wasn't a Doctor Who fan growing up because a lot of it was rubbish.
Very routine running up and down corridors and silly monsters.
And I've never felt comfortable identifying as a fan of this show. It's just an anthology of stories. So some stuff is inevitably going to be shite and some is going to be gold. Add to that the new era has a stench of toxic fans about it. And speaking of which, Ncuti Gatwa has endured more hatred than any other Doctor. explicit racism and homophobia particularly. And there's even been some constructive criticism. But he's brought a new charisma, at times a little Tennant 2.0. Okay, Tennant 4.0. His era has generally been, in my opinion, stories which were quite good to great or flat out duds. Very little in the middle. Despite the high quality level, his exit feels quite premature, much in the same way as Christopher Eccleston's did. It's less a regeneration full of fire than a wet whimper. A Christmas special is still unconfirmed and no order for a new season. I have an idea for another Doctor Who dumpster flower later this year and my second Doctor Who versus Always Sunny video at some point. Thank you everyone who's left likes and comments and joined me on this ridiculous time and space travelling pantomime, especially my patrons whose names are appearing on screen now-ish. If you want to know how much I know about writing, check out my novel Coastlines After Dark in a bookstore near you. Surf my videos on the subject here on YouTube and do check out the other videos on my channel. I'm going to take a month to recuperate and restock this channel. In the meantime, I'll produce gerbil blogs, and 200 Seconds Sunny on Sundays. Talk in the comments.